Hello, everybody. This is Erica. I'm going live actually from a coffee shop here in Billings this morning. So it may be a little loud, but I wanted to definitely reach out to you guys. Can you guys hear me okay? Come on in. Come on in. Good morning. Good morning. If you guys can hear me, just type something in the comment box or send a thumbs up or something just to let me know that you are here. We're going to be talking about why women don't support each other, but really why we should, right? Yep. Come on in. Good morning. Erica T. Johnson here. Good morning, Pam. Good to see you again. I'm just trying to try out this Facebook Live. I hadn't been doing any live broadcasts from here, so it's been exciting to just try it out. Good morning. Come on in. This is Erica T. Johnson. I am your leadership brand strategist, author, as well as speaker. And what I do is I help high achieving women elevate their influence as well as their careers by really helping them go from invisibility to influence. And one of the ways that I do that is by helping them with their executive presence, their leadership branding, and then one of the big key things is really mastering their mindset, right? Mindset mastery. And so I focus a lot on leadership development. So I wanted to talk about this morning. I'm going to go ahead and get into it because I got a couple other appointments that I need to get to today. But why women don't support one another. And being that I've been in corporate now almost 16 years, I see it all too often, right? So I don't know if you guys just, kind of know my story, but I'm an engineer by degree working in the oil and gas industry. And in terms of that, a lot of times, oil and gas and engineering and STEM is very male dominated, right? It's populated with a lot of males. So there are a handful of women. The women that, are in that industry have to be exceptionally competent to just be able to thrive and to get ahead. And a lot of time that just causes some tension between the ladies, right? Because you're thinking about the fact that there's not many of us. And so I want to be the only one, right? So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, one of the first things when I said why women don't support one another, but they should, one of those reasons is sometimes we feel like there's just not enough for everybody, right? Is what I like to call the scarcity mindset, right? Where, if this lady comes on the scene, then there's not going to be enough for all of us to go around. When in fact, we live in a world that is full of abundance, right? There's abundance every place that you look, but it's a matter of you creating that abundance for yourself. And so that has a whole lot to do, with your mindset, where you're vibrating at, just making sure that, you learn to see abundance in every single situation, and you learn how to build that, in your environment all the way around you, right? Because there is more than enough. We can have more than one woman at the top. If we can begin to look at it from the standpoint is if we can start building each other up, right? And just becoming shoulders for another woman to stand on, just imagine how powerful we can be. And we know that as women, that we can get there. I just constantly just think back to January, where you had the huge, women's march, right? And you had so many women that were there supporting, they were standing for some cause, right? And they had all kind of supporters. There were men there, also children. Just across the globe, there were so many people. I think they reported like over 3 million people that were standing up for women's rights. Just think about how impactful that was, right? The message that said, right? The message that it said to the United States, that it said to all of the global nations, that we cannot be denied. Good morning, Mary. So glad to see you this morning, that we cannot be denied. You think how powerful that is when we can really join hands together and we can stand for a cause that's much greater than us, right? So don't be the one that's thinking, I can't support another woman because there's not enough for everybody, right? We don't have to live in scarcity. We can create our own abundance, okay? Number two, the second thing I think about, good morning, guys. Come on in. Are you hearing me okay? Just let me know if you hear me okay. The second thing is just that belief that if I support, hey Shonda, if I support, good to see you as well. If I support another woman, it's going to dim my light. Okay? So think about that for a second. If I support another woman, it's going to dim my light. I'm sorry, guys. There's nobody that can dim my light. Because when I know without a shadow of a doubt what my why is and what I've been purposed to do, it doesn't matter what other woman rises up, right? It doesn't matter who else gets recognition, who else gets accolades, who else gets recognized, because I know that eventually my gifts, my talents, my abilities, what I bring to the marketplace, what I bring to the workplace is going to make room for me, right? Think about that. What you have has to make room for you, right? But we just have to keep working what we've been blessed with, right? We have to keep using what we have and really project and lead with that, rather than focusing on, okay, if I support, the lady next door, then I'm not going to be able to get ahead, right? It's going to dim my light. People are not going to see me. I have so many incredible girlfriends. I have a circle of girlfriends who are just incredible women, just powerful women, very competent women who understand what their purpose is, and they lead with that purpose every single day. They're creating businesses, they're creating ministries and nonprofit organizations, and guess what? They're showing up in a big way for other women because they understand this is what my purpose is. And you know what? We can support one another, right? We support each other because we know we're so secure in what we bring to the table that we don't have to be afraid or be fearful. Because that leads me to the third point as to why women don't support each other, but we probably should. It's out of fear, right? It's out of fear. It's out of so many beliefs, guys, that we need to, at the end of the day, work on, right? I'm thinking about also the belief that, really insecurity, right? I had a very unique situation that happened to me. You guys know I work in the oil and gas industry, and my family and I have moved around a few times for my career. And I remember going one of my last assignments before the assignment that I'm in now. Guys, I'm actually in Montana, right? Which is in the north. It's very cold. It's actually starting to warm up now. We're finally starting to see spring here. But it was an assignment before we came to Montana. We were actually still in Texas. I sound like a baby downstairs. And there was another female leader who I feel like she was extremely insecure. And so instead of us building a team, right, and her and I linking up and becoming allies, it was like this woman did everything that she could to try to tear me down, right, to try to belittle me, to try to intimidate me, to try to get me to, what I would call bow down to her, right? But when you know exactly who you are and you're so self-aware of what you bring, right, and you understand that I don't have to be fearful, right? I don't have to be insecure, that there's enough for each and every last one of us. Then you don't have to succumb to that, right? So just kind of, if you guys have had any experiences with, other women not supporting you for a myriad of reasons, right? Or maybe you was that particular woman. Just write something in the chat there. Let me know. Tell me about an experience maybe that you had, or if that's something that is the more important thing. Is the more important thing that we can do. Right, it's the more important thing that we can do. Right, exactly. We have to know who we are, right? That's why I do a whole lot of mindset work with women. I love asking questions that's going to make you think, right? Actually take time to get in a quiet place and think about where you are, what is it that you want to bring to the world? What are your strengths, right? Stop focusing so much on the negative and what you hadn't gotten done and what you can't get done, and focus more on, okay, God gave me something to share. How can I best share that, right? So we have to learn to focus on that, right? And when we get in that position where we can learn to focus on, our strengths and our good things, right? We don't have to be afraid of the next woman. We don't have to live in fear. We don't have to, have the mindset that if I support her, then there won't be enough recognition to go around, right? There's more than enough. Knowing who you are and what your purpose is, that is so incredibly important. I remember a couple years back, me writing a guide to finding your purpose, right? And the thing about it is, everybody's being gifted with purpose. We were born with purpose. It's about like rediscovering it, right? Because we get so contaminated with the environments that we grow up in. We get so contaminated with the people around us and wanting to be perfect, right? For everybody else, right? Wanting to show up, yes, for everybody else. Pam says, I agree. I feel women buck up against each other's success because they feel it takes something from them. That really saddens me, because I think about the fact that I know my calling is to women, right? And it's to women that, that are, in motion and want to continue to, to be in motion. The fact that I know I'm called to leaders. And the reason why I'm called to leaders is because I need to be most impactful. And the way to be most impactful is to definitely connect with other women who also have, their calling and their purpose is connected to other women, right? So it's like building a chain effect. So I understand that if I can impact this one woman, if she's a leader, she already has 100 people that's following her. If I impact her, then guess what? I'm impacting those other women as well, right? So we have to definitely we have to be in purpose. We have to know who we are, right? Where we're going, what success looks like to us, right? I love seeing my sister succeed, right? Because I feel like it gives me bragging rights. I like that, Pam. Right, exactly. Look like at her and what she's done, and I know her. Exactly. That's it. Because, you think about the fact, if you can't celebrate with somebody, guess what? When it's your time, you're not going to have anybody celebrate with you, right? So that's the thing that I love. When you make things happen for other people, just understand that it's also going to happen for you, right? When you make things happen for other people, it'll also happen for you. So don't be afraid to support. Yeah, don't be afraid to support others. Other women in particular. Don't be afraid to tell them job well done, because guess what? They're looking for the encouragement. And as you're encouraging them, you better believe they're going to turn back around. And when it's your time, when it's your time to shine, they're going to also encourage you. Yeah. Does that make sense to you guys? Let me know you're still out there. So I want to give you guys a challenge, okay? Yeah, supporting each other. Yeah, let me give you guys a challenge. So I want you on today. I know you guys love Facebook, right? You love social media, right? I want each of you to go and find 3 women that maybe you've been secretly admiring, right? Maybe that you've been admiring in secret and you've never even told them, Just go on their page and just post, "You inspire me." Would you guys do that for me? If you guys are agreeing to the challenge, let me just type yes in the comments. Yes, Mary, you're so right. We have to learn to help each other. And it's enough out here for all of us. Guys, the world is a big place. Let me tell you, it does not just stop in your zip code. It does not just stop in your location. It doesn't just stop in your state. Right? It doesn't just stop in the U.S. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of abundance, right? We just got to figure out where we want to go, and we got to just get there. We got to create that opportunity for ourselves, right? All right, I see 2 people who've agreed to the challenge. Anybody else is agreeing to the challenge? Type yes. Okay, there go another one. Type yes. And the challenge is very simple, right? I want you to go on Facebook, find 3 women that you've been secretly admiring. Maybe you've never encouraged them. Maybe you've never even told them that you watch their broadcasts, or you look at their posts, or you love the pictures that they put out there, right? They're doing some impactful work, some things of significance, and just type You inspire me, right? There's another one. Thank you, Emma. You inspire me. Because if we can just learn to encourage one another, it's going to come back to us. If we can just learn, right, to be there for one another, it's going to come back. I have so many incredible girlfriends that, I can just pick up the phone and I can just talk to them and let them know, what's going on with me. I can just really be real with them, right? Because one of the things is when you're a leader and, when you own a business, you have, all of these things that you're showing up for other people, right? And you're in a business of transformation like I'm in, right? For all of you guys that are just joining, I'm Erica T. Johnson. I'm a leadership brand strategist. I'm an author as well as a speaker. And what I do is help high achieving women elevate their influence as well as their careers by going from invisibility to influence. And I do that by focusing on leadership development in areas that most leadership and executive leadership programs don't focus on, particularly for women, because this is where we struggle, right? Is in the areas of visibility, right? We're talking about executive presence. How do you show up for yourself when you show up? We're talking about your leadership brand. What is it that you stand for? What promise do you give folks, when you become a part of their team or you're leading their team? But also around self-awareness and mindset mastery. We need to get our minds intact. We need to be thinking abundance. We need to be thinking, even though I may fall down, I'm going to get back up. We need to be thinking in the areas of what are the things that I can do to make sure that I'm successful every single time, right? So that's the things that I do. That's how I support women, and it's an incredible work, and it's a transformational work. It's amazing. Like I say, I help women go from invisibility to influence. It's incredible to be able to see by you just encouraging someone, or you just taking the time to, even when I work with my clients, just walking them through a step-by-step process. And a lot of times, it's gonna start here with self-awareness. It's going to start in the area that women, if we're not self-aware, we don't understand what our purpose is, what we bring to the table, we're gonna not be so nice to other women, right? We're gonna have that mean girl syndrome is what they call it. We're not gonna be so nice. So we have to start at the point of self-awareness. And that just really brings up, so I see there's been a lot of ladies, you guys are saying you're accepting the challenge. I want you to definitely find some other woman to support today. But I also wanted to tell you about, a live webinar that I'll be doing, right? Something that I'll be doing online, and it's called Master Your Inner Pride. It's amazing how so many of us deal with self-doubt, right? That even though we're successful, even though we're competent, even though, we may, be the best at what we do, we still struggle with the self-doubt that we still don't deserve the recognition. We still don't deserve to be successful. So I'm doing a webinar where we're focusing on how to master your mindset, right? How to silence that self-doubt so that you can continue to thrive, right? We're going to help you build a little bit more confidence. We're going to help you with, your presence and making sure that that presence is strong when you show up for yourself. We're going to help you stop sabotaging every single opportunity that comes your way. I can't tell you how many times in the past that I've sabotaged opportunities that have come my way because I was afraid, because I didn't feel like I deserved it. I didn't feel like I had everything that I needed. I didn't feel like I was at the level that I needed to be at before I just stepped out and did so many things, right? I talk about, I think I shared this in my book. I don't know if you guys have my book, but it's called Own Your Life, right? So in the book, I talk about how I had gotten an invite from a Dallas, Texas radio station syndicated program to do an interview online, right? On air, I'm sorry. And really, what they wanted to talk to me about was my business and what I was doing for women and the impact that I was having with women. And don't you know, I sabotaged my way out of that opportunity. Like, they contacted me and I was like, okay, yeah, absolutely, I can do that. But then I end up, You know, they say, oh, if you have a video, send the video. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I don't even have a professional video that I can send them. You know, all I have is homemade videos. What am I going to do? And that wasn't even a requirement, right? It was something that was optional. But because I was so in my way, I sabotaged that opportunity. But now, fast forward today, I mean, it's totally different now. Now I'm actually even pursuing, you know, those opportunities to be featured in magazines. I actually have two women's leadership columns that I write for magazines here in Montana, you know, where I'm talking about leadership development specifically for, you know, for females. I, in February, was featured in Success magazine talking about one of the things I love, which is confidence, and how to have confidence, and how confidence goes beyond just a belief, but it's a belief that's going to kick you in the behind, right? And it's going to cause you to take some type of action. You're going to move forward in some kind of way. I've been featured on NBC in Montana. I've been featured in another Montana news station as well. So it's like now, where before I was afraid to embrace those opportunities, and I found a way to keep myself from really engaging in those, to now I'm actually seeking those out, because one of the big goals that I had is to build visibility around my brand, around this business, around this work, around the transformation that I'm doing for women. And the only way to do that is to put yourself out there. You have to put yourself out there, right? We have to put ourselves out there. Nobody else is going to know about us unless we put ourselves out there, right? You can have the greatest thing in the world. You can have the greatest product, the greatest service. You can be the greatest doctor, engineer, whatever it is that you do, right? You can be the greatest salesperson, but if you never put yourself out there, if you never step out and say, hey, I'm a leader in this area, nobody's gonna know about you. And guess what? Your purpose is so much bigger than just you. Your purpose is so much bigger than just you. We have to understand that our purpose is so much bigger than us. And that's why we have to put ourselves out there. So that's what we're focusing on in this webinar, Master Your Inner Fraud, is how can we, what are the things that we need to do? And honestly, it's probably things you've never heard of, because I've never really talked in depth about these things, but it's been things that I've been doing, you know, in my own life when I've been experiencing blocks, abundance blocks, blocks around my money, blocks just in the things that I want to do in my career. And I can tell you, I've been, you know, consistently doing some things since I want to say third or fourth quarter last year, and like doors have just been opening, and it's been such a wonderful experience. So I want to be able to share that, of course, with all of you as well. Are you guys still there? Send me a thumbs up or something. Am I just talking to myself? But I definitely wanted to share that with you guys. So if you can, just jump over to my website, and it's called masteryourinnerfraud.com. Master, MasterYourInner, and fraud, FRAUD.com. And you'll take a look at it. And like I said, it's totally online. We're going to meet on one of my platforms. And I'll be, you know, sharing. It'll be video as well as slides. More than likely, I'll be doing both. But I want to see you guys there, because you understand why? Because I want to help elevate you. And one of the ways that I can help do that is to personally work with you on your mindset, because I know some incredible women. I'm connected with some incredible women on social media and Facebook. If you guys are part of the Erica T. Johnson Empower page, you are incredible women. You're strong women. You're competent women. And I want everybody else in the world to know that. So guys, thank you for just checking me out this morning. Actually, like I said, in a coffee shop, so it's kind of loud in here. But I do have an appointment I got to get to. I need to go get these nails done. If you can see this shellac coming off on these nails, this is horrible. I won't show you guys, but I need to go get my nails done, because I have an appointment here in about 2 hours. I'm meeting a new contact, someone that I met last week at the Women's Business Uncorked networking event, where I spoke to a room full of incredible business women. And oh, that was one of the things that I wanted to tell you guys about, just when it comes to, supporting each other. I had, just, with us moving to Montana, right, and moving into the Billings area, I have to tell you guys, Billings has the most incredible business women. I've never seen so many business women that support each other. Get this, I mean, literally support one another. Well, I've been a new kid on the block here, because we hadn't even been in Billings. I think we hadn't been here for about 2 years yet. But there's just a strong business community here, and women are helping to promote each other. Like a woman to promote one of my events, introduce me to like 3 or 4 people. I just tell them, hey, this is what I do, and they'll just automatically say, oh, I have this person that I need for you to meet. Oh, I need to have you meet this person or that person. So I'm getting to see what the culture looks like in terms of the right way for women to support one another. So I want to encourage you guys to do that today. Don't forget the challenge. If you're just tuning in, welcome. Thank you for joining us. You can definitely watch the replay of this. But don't forget the challenge today, ladies. For all of you that agreed to the challenge, I need for you to find 3 women on Facebook that you admire, that's been inspired, their work has inspired you, and you've never told them that, right? Hey, Linnell, I want you to just go to their page, and I just want you to write, you inspire me. And that's going to encourage them today, right? We want to be an encouragement to each other, right? So think about it. It's women supporting women. Hashtag women supporting women, okay? So actually do that. So when you guys go and you put you inspire me, right? Use the hashtag women supporting women, because I want to see who's going to actually do the challenge, right? There's been a few of you told me you're going to do it, so I want to see if you really do it. So when you go on the page and write you inspire me, use the hashtag women supporting women. So if somebody can just put that in the comments, hashtag women supporting women, and that's going to give me the ability to go and pull, just search for that hashtag in Facebook and be able to pull it up really quickly. Okay, so are there any questions, ladies? I wanted to answer any questions that you may have before I jump off. And like I said, I need to run to the nail shop before I go to my next appointment. Yep, that's it, Pam. Women supporting women. Are there any other comments or questions, ladies, before we jump off? Women supporting women. All right, well, guys, if there's nothing else for us to discuss, and you guys don't have any comments or questions, I'm going to go ahead and get off today. Thank you for the hearts. I'm going to go ahead and get off today, but you have a fantastic day. Yes, please make sure you watch the replay. You have a fantastic day. I love you guys. Thank you, Pam, for joining. Yes, you guys have a fantastic day. Okay, bye, y'all. Bye-bye.